Doug Ford's in the news. I want to get your opinion on this. He decided today that he's not going to run for the leadership of the Ontario PC party. It was rumored that he would do so. He kind of played into that rumor in the media. He's not going to do it. He said he's going to stand down and he's going to support Christine Elliott instead. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he did the right thing, and I think that, I think he was very eloquent. Right now, he's going to support his brother, and he's going to be by his brother's side, and he doesn't want to play that card. He was asked, this is what I've read, and this is what I've been told, and this is the innuendo that he was asked to run for leader of the Progressive Conservative Party provincially, and he's decided to opt out to be by his brother's side, and I think that that's very respectful of him.
Well, I think his brother's health is a factor. I think an even bigger factor, though, is that he will be running diametrically opposed to Christine Elliott, who is Jim Flaherty's widow. And Jim Flaherty was a longtime friend of Doug Ford, Rob Ford, and their father. So I think that plays into it as well, because if he lined up against Christine Elliott, Jim Flaherty was one of the few people that supported Rob Ford through that whole scandal. So I don't think the optics would have been very good at all had he stood up to run against Christine Elliott.
I also believe, I believe it's 50-50. 50% of what you just said, they were close with the Flaherty family and they don't want to be the competitors. And also, I think Doug wants to be by his brother's side.
I don't think the timing is right at all for Doug Ford to put his energies into running for a particular leadership platform. Frank, I think it's plain and simple. What he's doing right now is just concentrating solely on his brother. He'll know better than anybody else what the status is, because nobody knows, in fact, what it is. We know that he's going for his 4th round of chemotherapy.
Well, I'm regurgitating the press. They're saying that any therapy that we've done is not working on shrinking this tumor in his abdomen. And that is very scary, and that's horrible. And my sister's gone through cancer. She lost a breast 4 or 5 weeks ago, and they found some cells in her lymph nodes. So she's going through very aggressive radiation, and it's really brought our family to a point where we're terrified. We're terrified. And I know the Ford brothers are extremely close. I don't know them personally, but anybody who knows them, who's a friend of mine, says they're very close. It's an incredible bond. And forget about the political aspirations. The main aspiration for Doug Ford is to have his brother survive and be close to the family and be around many more years. And I believe that's honorable and that's very respectful. End of story.
I don't think he could have won anyway. I mean, Tony, you're up in Ottawa. How much of a factor would Doug Ford be up there? I mean, he ran in Toronto here, and he still lost to another Conservative in John Tory.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's as much as you guys think Toronto's the center of the universe.
It is.
We sort of, we follow it, but I don't think there's much, obviously the Mayor Ford had a lot of press and bad press here, unfortunately. But no, Doug Ford is pretty irrelevant in our neck of the woods, let's just say.
Yeah. Well, Tony.
I want to go to
Carlin McGinty.
Toronto.
He was pretty irrelevant when he got here, but he lasted a long time, much to our surprise.
Exactly.
And so Doug Ford, I'm with Carlin. Doug Ford had no chance of ever being the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party in Ontario, in my estimation.
Okay, 100%. But I just want to correct Tony House, a very dear friend of mine. Toronto is the center of the universe.
My apologies. Yes.
No, apology accepted. I think that Doug Ford contemplated it, thought it. They had some aspirations, but I agree with everything what Perry Lefko said. I think Perry was extremely accurate, and he knows his stuff. And the Flaherty family was very respectful to the Fords, and I think that that's exactly what happened, and we'll leave it at that.